Welcome back to the XandO Sports Show. I'm your host, Ricky G. Stanley, and tonight we got a lot of events packed into one episode. This is episode 27, and we're going to get right into it. So, first of all, special shout out to Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks. They did it. Yes, they did. The Bucks won the championship. I had the Suns winning in 6, and if I also made the statement, if the Giannis and those guys did not play the way I predicted, it would be over in 5 for them. So shout out to the Bucks. You guys did it. I had the Suns winning, like I said. However, that's why games are played on nights and not on paper. So, like I stated, their size and the smaller defenders on Drew Holiday, Middleton, and Giannis showed and paid dividends. Chris Paul is only 6 foot. Devin Booker is 6'4", and Crowder not tall enough or physical enough. When they switched upon Aiden and Crowder, he served up that barbecue chicken every single time. I was proud of Giannis for actually taking the initiative and say, hey, I'm going to put this on my back, and we are going to win this. So, like I said, Chris Middleton is 6'6" or 6'7", and he made Devin Booker actually have to play defense, which is he's not a bad defender. But when you're an elite scorer and a jump shooter, when they put you in those moments like that, your shot will not fall all the time in the fourth quarter because your legs are starting to get worn on. You're 6'4" and giving up a lot of size to a 6'7" offensive player. Whew, I feel for you, Devin Booker, but keep your head up, like as of Tupac would say. Also, for Drew Holiday and the Bucks, even though they went on ahead and took care of business, I do like that they took care of business in 6 games. They did not leave it to chance. They went on ahead and like, we ain't gonna wait to 7 games. We're gonna finish it at home. But apparently they did listen to me. They proved that, the other's wrong. They proved me wrong because I had them losing, but they did do the things that I said that will be needed to actually play against the Suns, because when they tried to play into the Suns style of basketball, they got smoked them first 2 games. Not just on the court, they were gassed and they were not ready. So, way to win 4 in a row, which is to me harder to do, but hey, they did it. Giannis, I wanted to take some time out to look at him as if he took a lot of criticism. He didn't shy away from adversity. Last year, I criticized him heavily because he had an ankle injury. It was not broken. It was not to the point he couldn't play. But he sat out and his team got eliminated. So the fact that he played through a knee injury, at worst, they said it was a sprain, but it looks like it was an MCL, just looking from the outside in. I'm not his doctor, but I felt like the fact that he played through that, his team fed off of that, and it showed the leadership that he needed to actually get this championship. So shout out to you, my friend. And this is something that most people are not going to talk about, but I am. I haven't seen it yet, but we're going to bring it up. Even though he looked at adversity and he could have easily left. He's in a small market. He could have went to LA. He could have went to Golden State. He could have went to Miami and could have built a super team anywhere he wanted to. But he stayed. He signed a deal and he took care of business. However, Giannis now has 2 season MVPs. 2. All right. Defensive Player of the Year. So, Finals MVP and NBA Championship. The next thing that I'm going to say, people may not like it, but it's going to be a discussion that everyone has to deal with. Has the torch been passed to Giannis Antetokounmpo as the best player on the planet? I don't care that Kevin Durant is the best scorer. The best player on the planet to me right now is Giannis Antetokounmpo. All that he done got show. Hey, I can play defense. I can play offense. If you come to in my house and you don't put it high off the glass, I'm gonna put it in the 6th row. The fact that he can play both sides, he can run the floor, and the fact that he put up 50, 14, and 2 in his last game. Oh, with 5 blocks to close it out. Kevin Durant, you got some ground to make up, or go ahead and pass the torch. LeBron, he's done his work, he's done his time, but his time is almost up. That torch has just been passed, in my opinion, to Giannis. No more talks of Kevin Durant as the best player on the planet, because I'm about to get on him later on about that Olympics. But not to skip over it, we had a topic that says, was Giannis' performance the best finals performance? Someone sent me this question and wanted to know what my opinion is, so I made sure I put it in this segment. I saw this question and I looked at it as, for a closeout game in the NBA Finals that he actually won with his efforts, yes, this is the best game I have ever seen for a closeout performance in the NBA. I've never seen a closeout game somebody had 50, 14, 2, and 5. Like I said, he played both sides of the court. He was dominating on the floor. If you didn't put it high off the glass, he's throwing it out there. Devin Booker a couple times got his shot thrown. Aiden couldn't deal with him. Crowder couldn't deal with him. They even tried to go get a bigger defender. He couldn't deal with him. And the fact that he made it known that the Greek Freak is here to stay. So for everyone in the East, next year, when you're going into the offseason, just know that you will have to go through the Milwaukee Bucks to get out of the East. As for, anybody else saying like, okay, well, he's only in the East, well, guess what? He's still a champion, so you got to dethrone him. So LeBron, you better strap them shoes up. Space Jam is over now. So if we got to get a championship, as a Lakers fan, we're going to have to go through Giannis. Which, hey, if they come back healthy with Devin Chino, they're going to be tough to beat. The fact that he did 50 points on a bad knee, good Lord. It's going to be real interesting when once he's 100%. So our next topic is the Olympics. There are so many events this episode. We're going off of highlights and medal count. So as of right now, I think it was like 2.5 hours ago, China is in the lead with 6 gold medals, 1 silver, 4 bronze, and when it sits at total medals, they have 11. The United States is sitting underneath Japan at 3rd. Japan has 5 gold medals. The USA has 4. The medals outside of gold really don't count as much according to their statistics. So if you have 12 gold medals and somebody has 30 medals total, but you have 12, it weighs a little bit more. Speaking of USA, the men's basketball team has already taken a loss and laid an egg against France. We had the best players on the planet, allegedly Kevin Durant and a lot of other players. I was a fan of the team they put together, but I was not a fan of their execution. I was kind of like, when I saw the team they put together, I'm looking like, who's going to play defense? Who's going to take the back seat and actually play defense? Because they got a lot of potential and the best one-on-one players out there. Everybody can get buckets, but can you stop people? And the thing is, they brought Draymond Green. But he's a good defender, but he could only guard one person at a time. You got a couple other guys that play defense, but like the rotations and the way they were playing, it just wasn't working. The hardest part is you could be the best players on the planet, but if you can't play together, you're going to take an L just like they did this time, which is embarrassing because the fact that you have Rudy Gobert, at center for France. I don't care if he won Defensive Player of the Year. I feel like that was rigged anyway. But Rudy Gobert at center, and you guys are some of the most elite athletes, you should have made him pay. Rudy Gobert would get you 13, probably 12, and some good defense all night long. I don't have a problem with that. Kind of like the Dikembe Mutombo. But I don't fear Rudy Gobert when the Lakers go play the Jazz. No, we do not. We're going to put him on a highlight reel at least twice tonight if we play tonight. So the fact that we couldn't dominate him down there, oh my God, you got to be kidding me. Then, like I said, Rudy Gobert, he's, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. Draymond Green got that as well. But when the Lakers play Golden State, we do not fear Draymond Green. We leave him wide open at the 3-point line. We let him take the lane because he's only going to score no more than 10 to 12 points. Nobody fears Draymond offensively. And even on the defensive tip, if I'm a big man, Draymond's going to get his, but I'm going to dominate him. If I'm 7 feet and Draymond's 6'8" or 6'6" trying to guard me, nope. You can have a long night tonight, or you have a lot of fouls. But as for the Olympics, it is not over totally for USA, just over for the basketball team. But you can move that energy towards soccer, swimming, track. All those other teams have worked very hard. I feel like we're going to come out pretty good. I don't think we're going to lead the whole Olympics in medals, but I think if it comes down to track, I think we're going to take it. So, moving on to the NFL. The camps are starting. Rosters are moving. People are making trades. One good thing that stood out to me was Deshaun Watson. He is showing up for NFL training camp. That is good. To be honest, they were going to find him and it was going to get very expensive. I know he has money, but the thing is, you're trying to build generational wealth. You're not going to want to give it a lot of it away. So the fact that he's showing up to work, showing that he's committed to the game. He doesn't have to be committed to them. As for them trading him, I really didn't see them trading him because they didn't even draft someone when they had the option to replace him. So I think they're going to ride this out. I think he's going to, grit his teeth. Hopefully, their relationship that's been fractured do not show up on Sundays. Kind of like, the Eagles did with Carson Wentz. It showed up on Sundays. So, Deshaun, good luck to you. I'm glad you're showing up. I know it's not what you wanted to do, but you just, we all like to play a sport. Hey, just give it your all. Let the future fall away as whole. You will always have a job because you're a great competitor as well as a offensive threat. One thing I do like about the new season and camps, everyone records start at 0-0. So the fact that if you come in with a clean bill of health, you have a chance to win their Super Bowl. Now, if you go 0-5, 0-4, your chance gets dwindled. So we're going to find out who are the pretenders. All right, so next, baseball. So I'm going to read off the standings because a lot of teams are at the top with close to the same record. As for right now, the San Francisco Giants are having a good season. They have 62 wins and 37 losses. The records at the top, we have a few other teams that have 60 wins. That is the Dodgers, Astros, Red Sox, and the Rays. They all have 60 wins. It's getting tight at the top. So, however, the White Sox do not have 60 wins, but they do lead the division as well as the Mets and the Brewers. So, shout out to those guys for leading their division. I know your question is, where are your Phillies? Well, my Phillies are number 2 in our division, hanging on. We're 49-49. We're right at 500. Like I said, the All-Star break is up. Now it's time to grit. We're going to have to start doing some work at that bullpen. A lot of our games we're winning, but that bullpen lets us down and gives up homers out of you-know-where. So, we're hanging in there. We're number 2. We did lose a couple games to the Mets, which I was not excited about. So, only time will tell. But as for time, this is mine. I'm your host, Ricky G. Stanley, and I am out of here.